Welcome to the 10-Minute Life Coaching Program. My name is Jay Cleveland Payne. I train people for improved professional and personal development, offering my assistance for those ready to develop their goals into tangible, focused, and achievable plans of action. And this podcast is one tool I use to complete my mission. Now, how this podcast works, it's very simple. You just listen for 10 minutes, and at the 10-minute mark, you'll have a great lesson you can take away and add to your repertoire for things you're doing to improve your life, whether it's for a personal endeavor or it's a professional endeavor. They both kind of go hand in hand as we go into teaching here for the podcast. And if the lesson you listen to sounds a bit familiar, sounds like something you're already trying to work into your personal plan, that's just one more set of proof that you're working the right way, reinforcing that the plan you have is a great plan of action, even if it's not quite come to fruition yet. You need more help with that? Check out how I can help you out by going to the main website, 10minutelifecoach.com. Now, today, I want to go back in time a little bit. About 4 years ago, I had a very serious health scare. Serious, the fact that I was hospitalized 2 weeks in a row for about 3 to 4 days each time for near kidney failure. And that was simply because I was not taking care of myself, period. I am a type 2 diabetic, something that I've been living with for quite some time. And obviously the time where that health scare popped up wasn't quite convenient for my work schedule or my life schedule or any schedule, because I couldn't find a convenient time to take care of myself. My body reminded me that it was going to show me what it's like to not do the right thing, and it basically shut itself down for a few days until I was stabilized. Like I said, I had to go in 2 weeks in a row because I didn't quite get how bad it was. When I thought I was on the way to recovery, it didn't quite come out so well a few days later. Now, that whole incident brought up a lot of things in the moment, and brought a lot of thought to my mindset way back when, and it did a lot of changing to the way I actually did all of my actions, to be honest, both my personal and professional actions. I used to have, or still have, a listing of rules that I've been working into, sort of a plan of action for how to be a better person. I've been working on how to publish that in various forms, and that form basically came into a solid form for the listing around that time. But I also, at the time I came to that solid form, I had to add a new list to the thing, and that was the new number one, which is don't die. Don't die is pretty simple. It means do what you can to not die so that you can take care of all the things that need to be taken care of. None of the other rules that were in place meant a thing if you weren't taking care of yourself and you had no life to live on, literally to live, to do the things that are there. That's an issue that we all face every single day, especially us that are really type A and really into personal improvement and going the extra mile and making that next milestone, is that very often we forget in the pursuit of the thing that we've got to take care of the real thing, and that's us. Self-care is a big topic these days in personal development. It's always kind of a general topic, but self-care is a really big topic going around at the time of this original presentation. And you hear it way too often, but it seems like it's simple rhetoric. But the analogy of putting the oxygen mask on yourself first in an airplane so you can take care of other people is so simple, so basic, seemingly so stupid that you can't figure it out. Yet so many people do so much in this world, and they're not doing the basic things to take care of themselves. Now, this always comes down to a fundamental how's your health thing, but it's larger than that. There's so many things that you need to make sure is okay, because you can't really teach something to other people if you haven't got that concept already down. It's great to say I'm the great example of what not to do, but that's usually not exactly the best way to teach a lesson. So if you are a person working on a business and you can't figure out how to follow your own business plan or file your taxes on time or do just very simple business-like things to keep your business on the up and up, then you might not be the best example to follow in business. If you are trying to teach people to be healthier, eat healthier, do more healthier things, and then you're always falling off the wagon of your diet, then you may not be the right person to really hold a torch to that message. And this is a message that this is me exactly pointing a finger at you and having 3 point right back at me. There are many things that I have been doing in the whole fake it till you make it thing, which is not so much a problem, But you also have to realize while you're faking it and try to make it, you've got to improve on those things that aren't quite there yet. Now, everyone has certain flaws and certain things that they're always going to deal with, and they shouldn't try to overcome them completely. They will be overcome in the overarching actions of doing better at other things, and of course finding other people to substitute those things you're not good at. But at the same time, there are some basic things that we all need to do to take care of ourselves. Number one, get plenty of sleep. And that's a kind of a touchy subject on who needs how much sleep or whatever. But essentially, if you're getting 6 hours of sleep a night, you're pretty much on the upscale on people out there doing things. Some people do really need 9 hours of sleep. And that's not exactly the picture you look for on go-getter type folks. But there are people out there who do need extra sleep. And there are, of course, people out there who use that as an excuse to just be lazy. So if you're getting 6 hours of sleep, you're already on the upscale for most parts. 8 hours is more or less general rule, but somewhere in between that is what you should do. Next, you should drink plenty of liquids, mostly water, and less of it alcohol and sugary stuff. Yes, this is something that I had to kind of battle back on my own, and ended up taking a lot of the sugar and a lot of extra stuff out of there. So now I drink a lot of coffee all day, which is just straight coffee, so I can use that as water. It's my get around, but I also drink about a half a glass of water every time I have a cup of coffee, so I make sure it all balances out. Yes, I spend a lot of time in the bathroom, but that's sort of the things I need to do with my diabetes. It kind of works itself out in the end there. Eating better, you don't have to go fast food it all the time. You don't have to eat nothing but salads and lettuce all the time either. But a balanced diet, something that's not so much all fast food, all fatty food, and that usually comes with a little thinking ahead of time. The whole meal prep thing gets a little bit crazy. Trust me, I used to be a crazy meal prep person a few years ago when I was doing a lot of stuff and on top of things after the health scare. But now I just make it simple. I literally bake about a packet of hamburger patties or a bag of chicken breast every week. And then I make a bunch of vegetables that I can easily heat up and go with that. And that's my simple go-to diet, my simple go-to lunch. I carry a few of them to work, so I have them. I don't use the excuse of I forgot to bring my lunch because I bring a few at a time. Every so often, and maybe more often than I should, I do go out and grab a buffet or go hang out with some coworkers and just kind of chit-chat things. But I do have the basis of what's going on. And when I do that, that means I substitute the simple lunch for a simple dinner. Otherwise, I have a simple breakfast, a simple lunch, and then I can do what I want to for the dinner time there. Those are just basic things to do to kind of keep yourself active. Oh, exercise. Forgot about that one. Exercise. Get yourself more moving around to do things like that. Those are just the basic things you do for your health-wise, but there's also other things such as taking care of all your personal business, making sure that you've got your finances, your will all together. If you're having some issues mentally, get a counselor, talk to someone, write it out in a journal. There are so many things you must take care of for yourself before you're able to handle someone else's problems, business, whatever. You may have that troubled best friend who's always coming to you for stuff, but if that person isn't really a great, effective person for listening to your problems, what do you do when you get filled up with them? You've got to find some release. So however you do that, it could be complicated, it could be simple. You can get lots of counseling to deal with other people, or you just go for a nice long run to blow all the steam away. Whatever it works for you, works for you. Big kick in this lesson is that you have to make sure that you are taken care of, if not by others who are assisting, by you. Self-care is important because if you're not taking care of yourself, if yourself is not taken care of, if you're not on the good side of what's going on, then the bad things happen. Trust me, that health scare was completely out of the ordinary for what I expect in my life. The first time I've ever had anything like that seriously happen. And the fact that I went through it twice, technically 3 times, 2 weeks ahead of time, I went to the hospital with the same symptoms and got, basically a couple bags of insulin and kind of rolled on. It can really affect a lot of things, and it can really scare you. It can really scare the folks in your family that care about you, and of course, make you think about how things are going to run on the past or for the future in that case without you. So take care of yourself, and while in the process, keep an eye on some of the things you should take care of just in case you won't be around, insurance and things like that. The most important thing is don't die. Rule number 1, do what you can to keep yourself alive and in good health so you don't have to worry about so many other things. And, of course, you can offer the help and assistance you want to other people. And that is the end for this edition of the 10-Minute Life Coach. Thank you so much for being a part of everything that we have going on with this podcast. We're going to keep it really, really short on housekeeping today because we've been talking about the same issues and have not quite gotten them done. So we're recording a big batch of episodes preparing for December. The Christmas season is to be released in December of 2017 if released in order. And this is just one of those that are being put into the batch. So thank you very much for being a part of the podcast. We have a lot of things going on, a lot of things we're expecting to happen towards the beginning of the year. So look out for a few announcements on the episodes that start to go through on January 1st. And, of course, inside of all the communication we have with you on email, on Facebook, on Twitter, on social media, all there as well. So to get it with us via our website, go to 10minutelifecoach.com. Find out more information about my other projects at jclevelandpayne.net. Send me an email at jclevelandpayne@gmail.com. And if you're in an issue, if you're stuck in an issue, and now is the time where you feel like you really just can't deal with it at all, things are just about to blow up, reach out to me. It's not too late to in this year to get an appointment so we can talk things out for a quick 15-minute session or more if need be. Check out the website for how to do that as well. In fact, I'm going to start offering up some 15-minute sessions just kind of out there very soon on a consistent basis, so look out for that. In the meantime, I promise this will be short today, so you know how to contact me. Thank you so much for being a part of the podcast. We'll expand on more great things we're doing in the new year. Right now, time is running out, so we're crunching to get things done so we can get those ready and do more for you out there, the great audience I have. Once again, as I ramble on, thank you. Be back next week for another edition of the 10-Minute Life Coach.